Andy Cohen is absolutely heartbroken right now, and the entire Hollywood community is in complete shock after a devastating tragedy hit the Watch What Happens Live family. If you have been watching Bravo lately, you know that Andy always brings the energy, but last night, everything changed when he broke down in tears on live television to deliver a piece of news that no one was prepared for. A young, vibrant, and incredibly talented former producer of the show has tragically passed away at the incredibly young age of just 28 years old. The details coming out about her final months, her heartbreaking diagnosis, and the emotional tribute from her father, who is a well-known figure himself, will absolutely break your heart. So stay with us as Elyra Exposed dives deep into this tragic loss and how the entertainment world is mourning a life taken far too soon. It all happened during a deeply emotional segment where Andy Cohen had to completely fight back his tears, which is something we rarely see from the veteran host. He looked directly into the camera, his voice shaking, as he announced the passing of Kira Samson, who served as the beloved former production manager for Watch What Happens Live. Andy confessed to the audience that this was incredibly hard for him to get through, and you could visibly see the pain written all over his face. Kira passed away on Tuesday night after a brutal and incredibly aggressive battle with brain cancer, leaving behind a legacy of kindness, hard work, and a family that is completely shattered. She was only 28 years old, a time when most people are just starting to figure out their lives and chase their biggest dreams. During her 4 wonderful years working alongside Andy Cohen and the Bravo team, Kira became an absolute staple behind the scenes. Andy remembered her as someone who is known for her sweet smile and incredibly gentle demeanor, but at the same time, she was a small but mighty enforcer. He shared a beautiful memory of her holding a bullhorn, expertly corralling massive crowds at BravoCon, which he described as truly a sight to behold. Kira was the kind of person who could bring order to absolute chaos, all while maintaining her signature warmth, and that is exactly why the entire crew loved her so much. She had recently graduated from Northwestern University near Chicago before landing this dream gig in entertainment television, and she had even gotten engaged to her college sweetheart, meaning she had her entire beautiful life ahead of her. According to reports from the New York Times, Andy Cohen highly praised her professional skills, stating that Kira had an incredible knack for knowing exactly what to prioritize in a fast-paced, high-pressure production environment, and she always did it with unmatched efficiency. Her career was rising so fast that just last year, she made the big move from New York City to Los Angeles to join the production staff of the legendary game show Jeopardy. It seemed like everything was falling into perfect place for the young producer, but just a few months after relocating to the West Coast, tragedy struck. Kira was diagnosed with glioblastoma, which is widely known as one of the most aggressive, fast-moving, and deadliest forms of cancer known to medicine. The timeline of her illness makes this story even more devastating because this brutal disease took her life in just over 9 months. She fought with everything she had, undergoing intense chemotherapy, painful radiation treatments, and even traveling all the way to Germany for experimental medical procedures. Her father, David Samson, who is a popular podcaster and a former Major League Baseball executive, spoke out about the unimaginable pain of watching his daughter go through this. David recently shared his grief, saying he simply was not ready for this, and called it completely unthinkable and unimaginable. He recalled how he even shaved his head in total solidarity with Kira last fall when she began losing her hair from the treatments, calling his daughter an incredibly brave and strong woman. David described glioblastoma as one of the cruelest diseases he has ever seen up close, but noted that Kira handled these agonizing months with an immense amount of courage, poise, and absolute resolve. Now, in the wake of this terrible loss, Kira's family is turning their immense grief into a mission to save others. David has set up a special foundation in her name called the Kira Fund, which has already raised over $300,000 to fund urgently needed research for people fighting glioblastoma. Andy Cohen closed his heartbreaking tribute by urging his viewers to hang on tight to the people they love and to help honor Kira's legacy by donating to the fund so that future patients might have a fighting chance. The entire entertainment world is sending prayers to her fiancé, her friends, and her family during this dark time, as we say goodbye to a true star behind the scenes.